So, back from the Ozarks trip. Got back a couple of days ago, actually. It was a very long trip, but it was a lot of fun. I wanted to thank everyone who showed up just for being there. And especially Matt, who did most of, well, almost all of the organization work. Something like that's not really all that easy to set up, and a lot of the times what you end up doing is saying, well, we're doing what we did last year, and but this year we changed the date, and I think next year we might actually be changing the location by 30 or 40 miles, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to be doing the planning for next year. I think I'll be doing the ride lead as well. But yeah, he did a lot of work to make this one work out, and I think it showed. We had a couple of little hiccups, but nothing major. A couple of our roads turned into dirt roads, and that has more to do with me not listening to MapQuest all that much, and us not really having good maps of the area, which has already changed. So I can say with a certain amount of certainty that next year we will not have to turn around in the middle of the street, because we came around a corner and met up with a rocky dirt road. Although shit happens, so it's not completely off the table. I think everybody handled themselves pretty well. We weren't out there to set land speed records, or as Wilkes said last year, we're not there trying to qualify for the IOM. And I think a lot of people kind of realized that. You know, we didn't have people jockeying for position too much, passing each other all the time and shit like that. There was a little bit going on, but most of what I saw, they waited until it was completely safe to pass, and they did, and it all worked out. Now, I didn't shoot any video during the actual meetup. Well, no, I take that back. I shot one or two little short things, which I'll post up. But I've gotten a couple of questions why. And, you know, most of the guys that were there were filming quite a bit. But really, with the exception of me and Matt and Wilkes to an extent, everybody's job was easy. Follow the guy in front of you and don't crash. Don't rear end him, you know, shit like that. Now Matt and Wilkes were basically the sweep riders, and they had to stay behind everybody and make sure that nobody went down, and kind of keep tabs on everyone, because if something did happen, they're going to be the guys that go racing up to the front to try to catch up with me to get the group stopped. And that's what they're there for. I noticed a couple of times on Sunday, Jason was slowing way down and falling way back. He'd been tailing me through most of the ride on Sunday, and every now and then I'd crank it up and go have some fun, and he would back way off. And we come to find out that what he was doing was waiting for the rest of the group, and it's like, I don't remember who it was that was telling me about it, but somebody told him that he doesn't really need to. But that's what the sweep is for. The reason why you have one of the best, if not just flat out the best rider in the group, the most experienced guy there, you have them in the very back, and that way if somebody bites it, you know, he can get everybody stopped and someone else can go help them, and it's his job to pour the coals on the fire and get up to the front and stop the leader, because in a group like that where you've got 15, 16 bikes on some pretty windy roads, the group's gonna get stretched out a bit. And it was one of the reasons why I was thinking it would be good to have 2 groups. But it turned out that the 2 or 3 guys that I was worried about kind of holding people back actually rode the crap out of their bikes and did really well. But yeah, you know, we had a great time, and I think, like I say, I think everybody handled themselves quite well. No one got too crazy for the most part. I got to have a little fun, but for the most part I had to watch my GPS, the speedometer, make sure I don't go too fast. Basically I was doing speed limit almost the whole time. I had to keep an eye on the odometer because you have to find out who can go how far on a tank of gas, and you find the guy that's got the least range, and that's where you set your gas stops. And everybody fills up at every gas stop as a given, because, you know, like over the weekend I think Billy's ZX12 got the worst gas mileage, and we had to stop about every 110 miles, which was fine because we were going to stop every hour or so anyway, just to stretch and regroup. We had to stop every 110 miles or so that Billy could make sure he didn't run out of gas. And it worked out pretty well. But I've got all that shit to watch. I've got to watch the mirrors because I do have to keep an eye on people and make sure that, you know, if anybody goes down, I do kind of want to see it so that I'll know, and the sweeps don't have to go railing through the mountains trying to catch up to me. But yeah, it was a great meet, had a great time, and I was just too damn busy the whole time to actually video anything. And the few breaks that we took, if I wasn't looking at a map and talking with one of the guys that was there, kind of knows the area, talking to him and talking to Matt, and sometimes talking to Wilkes about routes and rerouting shit, if I wasn't doing that, I just wanted to kick back and relax for a minute, because my brain was in overdrive the whole damn time. So while a lot of the guys got to film stuff during our gas stops or our BS stops, I was just trying to decompress a bit and de-stress. So I really didn't film much of anything. Next year I think that'll be different. I think next year we're going to do things a little different. But time will see.